We're back, baby, for the male soap opera moment, your very favorite wrestling podcast in the entire WWE universe. And why? Well, it's not me. It's not me. It's Damascus Dez and Vinny Bucci. And Vinny Bucci is the wrestling encyclopedia. Otra vez? Well,
I'm gonna call it. It's time. That gimmick's gotten stale. It is time for a new gimmick.
When you stop cursing people, I'll change my gimmick. Continue.
My gimmick has been going a whole lot shorter period of time than yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your prediction champion, the greatest of all time, the man that every lady dreams of having his pizza baby? Celebrating with all of you here in Wen's World, the last real analyst. See, I said it right there for you, Booch. The breaker of curses, the pride of Italy. In God mode we trust, Vincent Kennedy Bucci.
Yes. The champ has returned to defend his title on a show that's supposed to be Night of Champions, yet I'm one of the few champions actually showing up to this fucking thing, which I find to be hypocritical, hilarious, and lazy booking, but we'll continue.
I tend to argue with Vinny a lot about booking decisions, but this one I agree with. Night of Champions, every title should be on the line. This should have been named the King and Queen of the Ring. And Vinny and I 100% agree with this one.
Yep, and that's exactly what Booch said. Last time, ladies and gentlemen, Damascus Dez was with family, and that's why he missed, but he's here today. And all three of us are going to give our predictions for Night of Champions, or better coined, King and Queen of the Ring tournament. But first things first, let's get to it. Booch, you are a resident champion. Would you prefer to receive first or kick off first?
I'll kick this one off.
I say we all know he's a receiver, but that's a whole other.
A receiver of lots of torture and punishment, yes, but God.
Dez, you weren't here last time. Why don't you go first as we kick it off with Jey Uso going up against Oba Femi. The winner will be crowned King of the Ring and earn a World Championship match at SummerSlam.
So Vinny and I talked about this one a little bit, and I could see it going one of a few different ways. I think what's going to end up happening is that Oba Femi is going to get the win here. I think Oba Femi is getting the win here. And I think that after he gets the win, that's when we're going to see Brock Lesnar make his return, make a big deal about it. And then we're going to have Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi at Saturday night's main event and at Madison Square Garden. That's where I think we're headed. Then Oba Femi will probably beat Brock Lesnar then to close out the three, and then move on to get his title shot against Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
Wow. So thought out. I would love if all of that came to fruition because Desmond, if that comes to fruition, we are going to clip that, send it to Stanford, and get you a seat in the writer's room. I hope you like cold winters because it is freezing in Connecticut. Vincent Kennedy Bucci.
If I'm working in an office, I can live with it.
It's just the parking lot to the front door. That's the
yeah. I currently work outside. Okay.
Yeah, in Georgia.
Yeah. Well, yeah, which means summers are hell.
Yeah, they're not much better up north either. I have family in Philly. It's bad up there. But let's start. You didn't come here to watch the Weather Channel. Vincent Kennedy Bucci. What say you about this matchup? Jey Uso going up against Oba Femi.
Desmond and I did discuss this. Nothing would make me happier than for him to be right. But for him to be right, that would require the booking committee to use logic, which they do not have. So Desmond is 100% smarter than the booking committee in WWE. So I'm just going to make that very clear. Like, Triple H, don't trust Hunter. DTH, don't trust Hunter. That's what I've learned. So I know exactly what they're going to do. Brock is going to interfere in this match. They're going to give it to Jey Uso. Jey Uso is going to be the king of the ring, and that will bring this sham of a tournament to its disgraceful end. So I am going with Jey Uso, not because I want him to win, but because I have no faith that Triple H will do the right thing. I think he wants to ride the bloodline into the ground, dig it back up, run it in again, dig it back up, run it in again. We're getting Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes, and I'm not happy about it.
I'm going to tell you exactly why I don't think that's going to happen. They made a big deal about bringing the Usos back into the tag division. I just don't see Jay going for a world title.
I would say I agree. Like I said, I want you to be right, but I don't trust Triple H.
And that's coming from somebody who actually enjoys seeing Jey Uso in the singles division. I do. I like Jay, but right now he is listed as a tag team superstar. He's not getting a world title match.
I couldn't agree more, Des. This is quite possibly the easiest match to predict out of all 6. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all be the judge. Comment with your opining here. 100% Obafemi's winning this match. Come on. This has been written for months and months. And it all started with him versus Brock Lesnar. And it's going to come to fruition at Saturday night's main event. 100% in agreement there. 2 in Obafemi's corner. 1 in Jey Uso's corner. On to the next. Io Sky versus Liv Morgan in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Of course, same thing. The winner will get the term Queen of the Ring and earn a world championship match at SummerSlam. Vincent Kennedy Bucci, since you were so gracious and deferred, now you get to receive, as usual, in the second half. What's your take on this match?
This right here is, again, why I don't like, why Triple H's booking irritates me so. The women's world champions in the finals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. And Des and I kind of talked about this, and we kind of came to a similar conclusion in the sense that the only way it makes sense for Liv Morgan to win this match is if you're going to unify the women's titles, which I have no objection to. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's too many belts in WWE. Like Desmond said, at Night of Champions, every title should be on the line. That means there'd be 11 title matches on this card, which means there'd be a total of like 13, 14 matches if you include the finals of the King and Queen and the steel cage match we're going to get to later. That's a 14 match, which WWE has done before. But like I said, to have 14 matches, some of them got to be, one of them's got to be 3 minutes. One of them's got to be 5, a couple 10 here and there, maybe a 10-minute, 15-minute. Your main event might be 20 or 30, but you're going to have some short matches if you're going to have 14 to fit it all on the card. So if they're going to unify the belts, as much as I can't stand Liv Morgan, I'll have her win just to do the unification. Hopefully Rhea Ripley unifies them. There's also Io Sky, who the only logical thing here would be if she's going to face Rhea Ripley. But I don't know, because what's she going to do? Pick Liv Morgan a second time? You might as well cut the women. You might as well say winner earns winner faces Rhea Ripley, because they're not going to run this back. Mm-mm. In fact, I'm so disgusted with this. I'm going to say something I've never said before on the Male Soap Opera Moment. Might give everybody here a goddamn heart attack. I'm so pissed about this. I wish Charlotte was in the finals right now. That's how much I can't stand these two. I'd take Charlotte over either one of them. That's how disgusted I am. If you need an indication.
Wow.
That's how fed up I am with seeing either one of them in this position. That if you need an indication. But I don't know who I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna roll the dice. I'll just bail it out. I say Io Sky's gonna win it. I'll just go with Io because I don't know what else to pick. But yeah. And we'll bring this sham of a tournament to its disgraceful end.
Wow. Truer words seldom spoken on this show. I agree with you. I don't need to repeat it. Everything you said, Booch, was on point about this matchup. And the only difference that I have of opinion here is I think that Liv Morgan wins this match. And to be frank, I don't care. I don't care about who wins this match because you're right. Doesn't matter. It's Ripley. It's Ripley at SummerSlam. Damascus Des, what say you about this matchup?
I agree with 99% of what Vinny said. I actually like the idea of Io winning, though. And that's because I think what's going to end up, what would make great storytelling is if Io looks like she's going to go against Liv. Like, I just beat you for Queen of the Ring, so I know I can beat you. But then Rhea Ripley shows up and says, "Yeah, you can beat her, but I need to prove that I can beat you." And then we finally have Rhea Ripley closing out and finally getting her victory in a one-on-one match against Io Sky at SummerSlam. So I'm going Io Sky. Rhea Ripley wins at SummerSlam, closing out their story finally once and for all.
All right. I got to say, there are some big names on this card, but this next match is quite possibly the most underrated match on the entire card, as we will see our United States champion Trick Williams go against Ricky Saints. Booch, I know you are chomping at the bit to get to this, but you're going to have to wait because Damascus Dez goes first.
You know, I absolutely love both of these guys. I was a fan of Ricky Starks in AEW. I'm a fan of Ricky Saints now. 100%. He's got the look. He's got the attitude. He's great on the mic, great in the ring. Makes everybody look fucking a million times better. And Trick Williams, oh my God, that man is amazing.
Yep.
So, but as far as who's going to win, I think right now Trick Williams is riding that high. He is at the top of his motherfucking game. But here's the only thing that's got me questioning things is he did just get married. So here's the question. Does he drop the title to Ricky Saints so that he can go on a honeymoon and take a little vacation with his new bride? Or, as Vinny pointed out to me when he and I talked about this before, does he wait until he gets that SummerSlam bonus and then go on vacation after? That is the question. And I'm rolling the dice here, but I think that Ricky Saints is going to take this title.
That is rolling the dice. 100% rolling the dice. But hey, fortune favors the bold. Let's see if it favors you this time around. Damascus Dez is going with Ricky Saints. Vincent Kennedy Bucci, our resident prediction champion. What is your opinion on this matchup?
Well, yes, and I do think Trick Williams is going to win, because I do think if he does go on a honeymoon, I think one of two things is going to happen. Either he's going to wait till after SummerSlam, you get that bonus, and then go out, because for those who don't know, Trick Williams is married to Lash Legend, another wrestler in the business. So if Trick is like, hey, I want to wait for that SummerSlam bonus, who's going to be more understanding of that than a wrestler in the business? Like, if she was not in the business, she might be like, fuck the bonus, I want my honeymoon. You know what I mean? So, because people in the business don't get it. So, or outside the business, I mean, don't get it. So that's one answer. Or if he does take the break, it's in July, because it's Saturday night's main event. And again, they got 11 belts. So they might have him just sit at home with the U.S. title and promote some other people as well. So there's possibilities. So he's the U.S. champion. So it's not like the world champion where they usually drop the belt. The mid-card people tend to hold on to their belts for eternity. Hell, Dean Ambrose at one point was the longest reigning U.S. champion. He didn't defend that belt not one goddamn time until he lost it. He literally won the belt, and it stayed around his waist. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were the tag team champions. They're defending their belts every pay-per-view. Dean's just sitting there with that U.S. title. So it's
for like 8 months.
Exactly. It did nothing. They booked nothing with him. So literally, it's not outside the realm of possibility that a U.S. champion would take time off. Also, I'm still of the belief that I think at SummerSlam, it's supposed to be Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
That was the rumored plan, was they were going to have a program and go into SummerSlam. Or it might just be a one-off, I don't know. But again, because those two have history. Because they've been in NXT, they were friends, they were a tag team, till Melo turned heel, and then...
I mean, I see your point there, but they don't usually have, they don't have a history of carrying history from NXT to the main roster. That is not something that is very common.
Very common, no. But again, because these guys were a team and they were bros, that's why I see that carrying over. If they were just a one-off, if they were just friends but never tagged together, that's different. These guys literally, Trick Williams literally came in, he was the Diesel to Melo's HBK, basically. And I'm like, That was basically what it was. He was like the manager guy that backed him up until they split up, and Trick became like the megastar in his own right. So that's why I think Trick Williams is going to win. I feel like he's going to at least get to SummerSlam, and maybe if he faces Melo might win it there. But I'm going with Trick and Night of Champions.
Trick, love them kids. I'm going with Trick Williams too. Booch, you and I are in Trick's corner, Damascus Dez in the corner of Ricky Saints. Now on to the next, our fourth matchup of Night of Champions, and that is a non-title match. Ugh. But hey, it's a steel cage match, huh? Braun Breaker going up against Seth freaking Rollins. We've been waiting for this, guys. I know I have. I've been waiting for this.
It's very simple. This match is going to be badass. And I'm going to say Seth not only has to win. Now, Seth not only going to win, he needs to. I feel Seth has taken too many L's from the Vision. He's taken L's in places he should not have. But they were finding ways to justify it. I feel like Seth needs the win here. He's already jobbed the Braun Breaker. He got choked out by Gunther. He's lost enough. If you're going to have Seth get taken seriously, because his whole goal is destroy the Vision and get back my world title. That's why I wish this was the finals of the King of the Ring. Because then Seth could win the crown and take the belt from Roman at SummerSlam if that's how he wanted to do it. But obviously it's not in the cards. So I'm saying Seth needs this win. Because I feel like if he takes another L, I don't see this rivalry going any farther. And if it does go farther, it's going to feel forced at this point. Because you can only lose so many times before the fans are like, it's never going to happen. I feel like Seth should take it here.
100%. He needs this win like nobody's business. And that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, you'll never know that for sure. But I was 100% going to go with Seth Rollins for everything that Bucci said. No need to reiterate, ladies and gentlemen. Damascus Dez, your opinion on this match, sir?
I am in complete disagreement. I think that we're going to see the return of Bronson Reed.
It would be a great timing.
And that is going to be the major end of this right here. We're going to see Bronson Reed come in, take Seth out. And I think the rivalry does have somewhere to go, and that somewhere is Survivor Series. We're going to have War Games. It's going to be Seth, the Street Profits, and whoever else they bring against the Vision. And that is when the Vision is going to get their comeuppance.
Wow. Awesome. Cody Rhodes, the champion, taking on Gunther and Sami Zayn in a triple threat. I hate that. For the undisputed WWE Championship. And the reason I hate it, before you go first, Damascus Dez, is the champion should never lose, in my opinion, at a PLE by not being pinned or tapped out. Like, the idea here that Cody Rhodes could lose, and I know the reasons behind it, I get it. That's just my opinion. Comment. Tell me what you think. Am I off my rocker here? Because I think Sami Zayn, this is the time. This is going to be the teaser alert. I'm going with Sami Zayn in this one. And I think he is going to pin Gunther and get the win. That's my official, unofficial, way too early prediction. Damascus Dez, what say you?
I think you're out of your goddamn mind.
Well, Dez, watch out. Last time you got this confident, you lost. You came in dead last. So bear that in mind before you continue.
Okay, yeah, I've come in last, once ever since I've joined the show? I can take one L. I'll be okay.
Okay, just saying.
There's a capital L.
Sammy's not winning in a triple threat match. The more people involved in the match, the more likely the champion retains. Cody Rhodes wins this match.
All right. There you go. Bucci, what say you, sir?
Oh, yeah. Like I said before that Jay's going to win. He's going to face Cody because I don't see Gunther winning the title right now. And also, like I said, if Sammy does win the WWE Championship, it's going to be at WrestleMania 43 in
Saudi Arabia.
He's going to win. He's going to win the Rumble coming up, and then he's going to go to Mania, and he's going to challenge Cody. And it's either, and if he doesn't win the Rumble, he's surviving the Elimination Chamber. It's one of the two. So he's going to get that title shot. So it's not going to be now. So I'm going with Cody, 100%.
Well, you already know I'm going with Sami Zayn. This might be several months too early, but you know what? I feel like it's time for the WWE writers room to throw us a bone. And Sami Zayn is so overdue. Look, I'm bored with Cody. I'm bored. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna get a lot of shade. I'm gonna drive by Lassiter tonight, and I'll
I
take
don't
video.
disagree with that.
Yeah.
I'm bored with Cody. He's been champion for the better part of the last 3 years, and I'm done with it. But I don't see him losing it here. It doesn't make sense at this point in time.
I think the reason it makes sense in my mind, which, usually doesn't make sense, but because it's a triple threat match, like this is the way to absolve Cody from taking the L, the capital L. We'll see. We'll see, right? We still have one more match to go. This is going to be an interesting card, guys, because I feel like we could potentially, have a new prediction champion. Tiffany Stratton, is it Tiffy time? Because she's going up against Jade Cargill in a singles match for the WWE Women's United States Championship. Booch, what say you, sir?
Ooh, this one I've had to really think about. But I feel like since Jade Cargill lost the WWE Women's title, isn't obviously not getting a title shot at SummerSlam, obviously did not advance. I feel like she's going to win this one. I feel like they're going to give her a run with the U.S. title, let her go for a bit, because even, she had a run with that title. I feel like with the U.S. title, her and her faction can do a lot with that and kind of bring more attention to the belt, because it's one of those, it's a belt that's gotten lost in the sauce a little bit, because you don't see it defended much on pay-per-views. Every now and then there might be a TV match, but it's not involving people that a lot of people care about. So I feel like this could be something that Jade, with her TV time, can bring a lot of attention to. Don't get me wrong, I love Tiffany Stratton, but I feel like if Tiffany drops this, that can put her back up in the main event scene, where I feel like she needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a rotation kind of thing. So I feel like Jade can win the U.S. title and have a solid run with that. And like I said, with the TV time and a faction, they can help get that over. So I'm going with Jade to win the title.
Oh, dude, that is 100% true. I mean, there is no reason to not give Jade Cargill the Women's United States Championship. She's athletic. She's over. Every time she's on TV, the place pops. And I don't know if that's streamed in, whatever. And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen for Tiffy time too. I just think that it's time for a transition. And this is kind of like one of those matches where they can make the shift on a PLE like this, and it just kind of like go underneath the rug, right? And to your point, I think Tiffy could compete with, a Rhea Ripley down the road. She's big, she's strong, she has the size to make it believable. It's not like a Melina or somebody coming in, although Melina had a lot of other tools and assets to offer the WWE universe. I digress. But yeah, I think that for sure this is Jade Cargill's time. But hey, that's two in Jade's corner. What say you, Damascus Dez?
Well, I want to make this clear. Vinny, though he did have a definitive answer, did say that this was a hard one to call. And I very much agree with this. This one is very difficult to call because Tiffany Stratton is a great U.S. champion. Jade Cargill, I'm not sure they want to relegate her back after just losing the world title, because it starts feeling like a demotion. I actually believe that Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffany Stratton is going to maintain. And I'm going to make this clear. This is a hard match to call. I could see it going either way, but since you both went with Jade, and I don't see a reason necessarily to take the belt off of Tiffany, I'm just gonna. I'll be the devil's advocate on this one.
It makes sense. And listen, for the sake of separation, right? We need to go back over the matches and who picked who, because that is a huge pick, Desmond. That sets you apart on many levels here. So from the beginning, from the top, Jey Uso versus Obafemi. Dez, you went with Obafemi. Booch went with Uso. And yours truly went with Obafemi. Io Sky versus Liv Morgan. Booch went with Io Sky. Yours truly went with Liv Morgan. Damascus Dez went with Io Sky. Trick Williams taking on Ricky Saints. Damascus Dez took Saints corner, and Booch and yours truly went with Trick Williams. Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins. I went with Seth Rollins. Desmond went with Braun Breaker with called. I love this call out. If you get this call out, again, we're sending this clip to Stanford. H, put him in the room. Put him in the room. Next to Brother Love, Bruce Pritchard. Des took Braun Breaker with some interference by Bronson Reed, taking Seth out. I love it. This has been something we've been talking about. What, he hurt his bicep back at Raw in Atlanta? It's time for him to come back. This makes sense. Booch, you're going with Seth Rollins in that matchup. Cody Rhodes versus Gunther versus Sami Zayn. Desmond and Booch both going with Cody. And I am going out on a limb like an Acme cartoon. Boy, is this limb going to fall and I might break my neck. But I am going with Sami Zayn to win the undisputed WWE Championship. And then there was one more match. And this could be the one. This could be the one that sets Dez to new heights. As Tiffany Stratton takes on Jade Cargill. Booch and yours truly both going with Jade Cargill. Desmond standing alone in the corner with Tiffy Stratton in tow. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be a great PLE. We will have to recap very soon, but until then, we will never ever leave you without a few key catchphrases. The first of which is, have a nice day.
Bang, bang.
But Dez is back in town.